First of all, in MySQL, you have to create, when you get this MySQL prompt, you first have to create a database if you have not created already. So we will create a database named student using create database command, that is in MySQL. So the command you should remember, that is create database. To create a database, first you have to create a database, then you will create a table inside that database. So create database student followed by a semicolon, and then you press enter. Then it says query okay, one row affected, means your database has been created. Let us check using show databases command. This command is used to view all the databases that are inside this MySQL installation. So these are the databases that are inside this MySQL installation right now. Information and schema, MySQL performance schema, and test. These are some predefined databases that will come pre-installed, but that student that I have made is also showing in the list, and the inventory is also one of my databases that I have made for my project. So now your database is created. Now you have to use that databases. Before making any table inside it, you must use it using the command use and followed by the name of the database, that is student. Put a semicolon and it will give you the reply as database change. So now you are inside the student database. If you will not write the command use and the database name, so it will not be able to work on a particular database. So first you have to use that database that you have made. So we have switched over to student database now. So we are now inside the student database. So when we are inside a database, we can search for the tables. If we have a pre-defined database that we have made a few months or few days or few years back, we can check the name of the tables that we have made using the show tables command. Show tables command gives me empty set, that means no table has been created in this student database. So we will first create a table that on which we will be working. So let us create a table called admission. The command, you must be aware, create table command. It is a DDL command. Create table admission. Then we put a parenthesis to start the name of the columns that we will be making. Let us suppose we start with the admission number. Please follow the naming guidelines. The admission number, I take it as character, and suppose our admission number may go to maximum up to 10 characters. So this is the way. Column name, column type, column size. Let me scroll a bit down so that you are able to see what I am typing. So admission number is the first column, that is of character type and is having 10 characters capacity. Now we will be going to the second field, that is name. That will also be a character field. Let us suppose it will be having 50 characters of maximum size. Then the third, we will be creating a class that is of int. Let's give it int and of size 2. Then we have suppose date of birth, type date, no size for this date, and at last we take a percentage that is of decimal type, maximum size, maximum significant digits 5, and places after decimal 2. So this is the basic structure of a table that we will be dealing with. Now all the columns have been created. Now we'll put the closing parenthesis and we'll put a semicolon. If we do not put a semicolon, it will wait for a semicolon to be entered like this. If I just put an enter, it will just give me the prompt again, and if I keep on pressing enter, it will keep on giving me the prompt again. But when I press enter, when I press semicolon and enter, then it will create this query OK 0 row affected, means my table has been created. So if I want to check, I will write show tables. Now it gives me admission table. Okay, so these are the commands. One more command that you will require is the describe command, that is used to check to see the structure of the table you have made, that is DESC, that is short form of describe, and followed by the table name. So this DESC, that is describe command, gives you the structure of the table that you have made. What this error is, I think the error will be of this adding a column. Adding a parenthesis here. Okay, so we have to add some parenthesis if we are adding more than one columns. Now the query is okay. No rows affected because we haven't entered any records till now. So let us again describe our table. Now you can see that the changes have been made in the table. So the command, the top line of the command will be same, alter table. You can see I have written in all small caps, so there will be no problem in it because MySQL is case insensitive about these commands. So alter table admission, alter table admission, and we have to now use the keyword. The second keyword will be modify, and we will be changing city column to varchar 30 suppose. Again query is okay, and using the navigation keys we just see our admission table description, and the description is in front of you. You can see that the type of city has been changed to varchar. Okay, so this is all about this modify command. Now let us next go to changing the column name. Then the previous command, the first line will be same, this alter table admission. The keyword will change, that is change column. Change column. Now we have to mention the old name. Suppose we want to change this column name, address, and then followed by the new name that you want to give. Suppose we give it residence, then you have to also mention that type and size, char and 100. Again query OK has been given as the response from the system. Now we will check the description. and the field of address has been changed to residence. So this is how you change the name of the column. At last, in column related queries, we will be dropping the column. Let us drop this column residence, delete it from the table. The first line will be same, alter table admission, drop column, and we will be giving the column name. Query is okay. Let us see the structure. Now the address field, the residence field is not there in our table. Now at the last of this alter table command, we will be changing the table name. Alter table admission. The keyword to change the table name is rename to, and let us suppose change it to admissions. Okay. Put a semicolon, press enter, query OK, and we will now write the command show tables. Now the name of the table has been changed from admission to admissions. Okay, so all the 5 variants of alter table command have been discussed. I think you all will be okay with these variants of alter table. Now I should change the admissions to back to admission. And again, for further working, I have changed the name from admissions to admission. So I have one table called admission. Now if we want to delete the structure of this table, we can use drop table command, and will be drop table and followed by the name, that is exam. You put a semicolon, and now you can see that the table exam has been deleted from the database. Now we will be discussing the DML command. The first DML command is insert into. It is insert into followed by table name. Now there are 2 variants, one having all the values, all column values, and another some special column values. You can see the default value is null. That means if you skip any value, the value will be replaced by this null. That is a special value that represents an absence of value. And we have not mentioned any keys yet. So insert into admission. You will be entering the values for all the columns, then values. Now you should remember all the values except numeric data type should be enclosed inside single quotes. So we have the admission number, then we have name of the student, then we have class. This is integer, so we will put integer values. Then we have date of birth, that will also be enclosed inside quotes, and the format must be remembered, that is year, month and date. Let us give it suppose 2011 15. Okay, this is the date of birth. Now we have percentage. It is a numeric field, so it will not be enclosed inside single quotes. Let us give the percentage, and then the city. So we have provided all the values here. No value is skipped. So we will be putting semicolon at the end and will wait for the response from the system. Now we will try the second variant of insert into, that is when we give some special column values that we specify here. So insert into admission, then we put a parenthesis, and in that parenthesis we write the name of columns for which we want to provide the value. Let us give this admission number, and we want to give a name value and a class, and only at the end city. Only 4 values I want to provide. So this is the variant I will use. Values. Now I will provide the required values that I want to provide. So by keeping in mind that only numeric value should be without quotes, all the other values will be with quotes. Then the class, and at the end city. So now we see that the column count are matching with the value count. So you can just put enter and you will get as 1 row affected and query is okay. So now you have entered 2 records in your table. So this is about insert into. We will be adding more records, but before that we will be dealing with update command. So the syntax of update: update table name and followed by the keyword set. Suppose I want to change the class of the first record from 12th to 11th. So I will write set class equal to 11th. Now you must remember that there are 2 variants of update command. One is to update all the records and one is to update a specific number of records. So the difference between the two is the where clause. If I do not write the where clause, all the rows will be affected. I will be showing you the result. So now I have written update admission set class equal to 11th. I have not put any condition here. So just if I press semicolon and enter, then what will happen is all the rows will be affected and both the classes will be changed to 11th. Okay, let us see the result. Now you can see query okay, 2 rows affected. Actually in the beginning I was planning to change the name, the class of the first record only, but if you omit the where clause, it will change all the values. Suppose you are having 1300 records in your table and you just give this command. So what will happen? All these 1300 records will be changed. So before writing this update query, you must take care of the where clause. If you require where clause, you should put it, otherwise all the values will be changed. So let us see the values by writing this in a single line. We can write in a single line, but writing in like this in different lines is better. So I select star from admission. Now you see all the classes have been changed to 11th. So you can see the difference. Okay, but now I will use the update query again with where clause. Where clause we will discuss in detail after some time, but now we have to use that command. So we'll just give you a simple example: update admission set class equal to 12th. Now I will change the class of the second record to 12th. Set class equal to 12th. Because I have not put any semicolon, it is again asking me for something. It is prompting me to enter something. So I will write a where clause, where adm underscore no is equal to 10002. So the record for which admission number is 10002 will be changed. The class will be changed to 12th. Query okay, one row affected, row matched 1, changed 1, no warnings. I will just run this command again and we'll see the difference. The command has been successfully implemented by the system and we have acquired our desired changes. Run the command again. Now I see that the third row having the dummy as admission number has been created. Now I will delete it. So if you put a semicolon here, delete from admission, it will delete all the records. All your work will be lost. So please make sure that you are using correct command. So delete from admission, but I want to delete only one record. So I will put where clause equal to dummy. Let us give the particular font because we are using equal to command. Okay, one row affected. Let us see the result. Yes, that row has been deleted. So we will be starting with the journal select command that we have already discussed. You can see this select star from admission. This was the first syntax of select, where you want to display all the contents of the table. So select star, star means every column, followed by from, and after the from clause that we will mention the name of the table. So select star from admission. This will give us the entire content. But if you want to see only a specific columns, then we will write select the name of the columns only, name comma city. Suppose we want to view only 2 columns, select followed by the column name separated by comma, enter from admission. So this command will just display the 2 columns that are name and city. But if I want to view some specific records, then I have to give condition, and that condition will be given by using the where clause. Okay, so we will be discussing the where clause in detail. The command will be from select only. Select, you can give some specific name of columns, or you can put star from admission. Now we will be adding a where clause. You can see the prompt is changing because the semicolon sign has not been entered by me, so it will again ask for some command from me. So where clause, where the name of the column, after where the first thing will be the name of the column, DOB. Then the command to check null value is null. Very good, is null. So we get the result. The second record that was having null value in the DOB has been displayed. Okay, we will be seeing the use of relational operators. Okay, select adm underscore no comma name from admission, where we will be using equal to command. where class equal to, so we have got the three values, the admission number and name of those students that belong to 10th class. So this was the use of equal to. Now coming to the logical operators. Logical operators are used to combine two or more conditions in a where clause. So let us take an example of checking for second division, students. So select star from admission where the condition for second division is percentage should be less than 60 but greater than equal to 45. So that will be combined through AND operator. Percentage is less than 60 and percentage is greater than equal to 45. Okay, the commands that we will use with where clause. The first one is range. If you are given a range, the command you use is, I think you remember the command. Okay, the command is between AND. So let us see the example. Select star from admission where percentage between $60 and $74. So let us put it 75. Now we will see the command for a list. The command for the list is in. Okay, select star from admission where it is. Okay, now we will just see the reverse of in, that is not in. Select star from admission where city, in place of in I will write not in. Okay, and it will show me the result, the records from city Ranikhet. Okay, you want to print the details of those students that have the character K in their name. So K in their name means K can be anywhere, at the beginning, at the end, or in between. Okay, so let us see how you will get the result. Select star because you want to print all the details, that's why I have used star. If I wanted just the name, then I will write select name. Okay, this thing is very common now for you. Select star from admission where name, because like command also work on columns, or where followed by, where is always followed by a column name, where name, then the command, that is like. Like is a pattern matching, character pattern matching, that's why the values must be enclosed in quotes, either single or double. We will be using single quote. Now you want to search for the names that have K character in them. So K character can be anywhere. So anywhere means percentage. Percentage K percentage. How you will interpret this command? This means K can be anywhere. Percentage means 0 or more. So 0 or more characters can be before K and 0 or more characters can be after K. So that's how you find out the names having K character in them. So these are the names that have character K in them. Now we will see the use of distinct keyword. Distinct keyword is to remove repetition of values. So we want to see how many cities to which our students belong to. So we have Almora, Haldwani and Ranikhet as cities, but they are repeated. So to avoid repetition, we will use distinct keyword before the column name. So select distinct city from admission. So now you get just the 3 values. We will be working on the aggregate functions. Aggregate functions are the one that work on a complete column values and generate one single result. The aggregate function in your course are sum, max, min, average and count. Okay, so we should start with sum. Okay, let us get, and these will be used with select. So let's start. Select sum, and let us get the sum of, we can only get the sum of percentage. From admission. Let us put a where clause in it. Where city is equal to Ranikhet. I am writing the commands in a single line. I want to get the maximum percentage of the students that are in my table. I would write this command that will give me this 89.20 is the maximum percentage of the student. Then I can change this max to min to get the minimum percentage. 48.20 is the minimum percentage. I can also check for the average percentage. Average percentage is 68.342857 of all the students that have been entered in the table. This is the average. Select count star from, it will give me 8 because count star is used to count the total number of records in a table. In this example, I will be displaying the total number of records, total number of students in from each city. Please notice the word each. Okay, I have told you that this word will represent group by. Select city, and I want to print the total number of students from each city. I will use count star to count the number of records. From admission, and I will group by city. Oh, sorry, I have misspelled the admission. Please see the result. Now you have total 8 records. Those 8 records have been subgrouped according to their cities. Okay, so I think the group by query will be clear to you now, and the use of the group by is also clear to you.